What's going on, Dragon Ballers? We're here at the Mass Regional on Saturday with Sam Cohen. We got top 8 with Mechikabura. Sam, what's going on, man?
Hey, not much.
So what made you want to play Mechikabura overall? I know you're just like a resident black player.
Yeah, I am.
So what about Mechikabura made you want to play it over like Dark Broly or Vegex?
I love playing Wish decks. I was, stoked when Bandai announced that they were bringing Wish back, and this deck is really good. So.
Okay, cool. So black and Wish is your perfect combination, huh?
Exactly.
All right, so let's see what the main deck has for us.
All right, so for the main deck, pretty standard ball lineup. I played 4 of these and 3 of these.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play anything else. There's some cheeky stuff you can do with one colorful ball.
How did the removing one drops come up? Like, would you use it often, or did it just not come up much? Because a lot of times people just pitch this for this.
Yeah, that's most of the time what you do. But I mean, if my opponent had a 1-drop, I would search this and then just get rid of it.
Gotcha. Cool.
Kind of didn't matter what it was. I think I removed a Toa one turn with it against Dark Broly.
Gotcha.
Really good. For Salsa, this is the best card in the deck.
Really?
It's a starter. It always will draw you a card, and it forces your opponent to put 1 to the warp. So it gets everything. It gets her whole engine started. It dumps the balls. It does everything.
Does everything it needs to do. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely interested to see your total number of Awakeners for sure.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people have different opinions on that.
I'm only playing 8.
8, okay.
So just 4 of this and 4 of this. I really think that's all you need. I was playing Black Smoke Dragon because I think Shroom is awful. I think Shroom is like the worst card in this deck that came out for it. But yeah, Toa's awesome. She also does the cycle effect, dumps 2 balls, and is just blanket removal for anything.
Yeah, the share removal for 1 is nuts.
Yeah,
it's really, really good efficiency. And the blocker too.
Yeah, and something to note about these is that after you use your leader's wish effect, you can no longer summon these for 1 mana.
Oh, is that a ruling?
It's not a ruling, it's just how it works, because they require 2 Dragon Balls to be in your drop area.
Oh, that's an activation requirement. Right.
Activation
Gotcha.
requirement.
Yep.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Question though. So
Sure.
One thing I've been telling people, I've been coaching some people who want to play Mechikabura, right? So I want to know what you think about this. So a lot of times what I'll tell them is you play these guys and you don't necessarily always want to dump the balls because you want to, be drawing basically 2 cards a turn with your leader. So like, what are some scenarios where you might recommend like, using these guys for their skill versus like just using your leader to naturally draw 2 cards?
So in situations where I had like 3 balls left till I awaken, and I would play one of these, I would only send 1 ball because the leader is capped at doing 2. So then, because you want to increase your overall hand size, and that's what the leader effect allows you to do on the front.
Perfect. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, so, you want to maximize your draws with that, but there are gonna be some niche scenarios where you're gonna want to dump maybe 1 ball, or if you're against an aggro deck, maybe you'll dump 2 to awaken turn 2.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yep.
Sure. And then I was playing 4 Poutine. I think this is just an incredibly broken card that is leader locked to this, so you should probably play 4.
Topo from Mechikabura, pretty good.
Yeah. And then I played 4 of King Vegeta, A Kingdom Lost. Nobody knew how to play this card today. I watched somebody let their opponent decide what card to warp from their hand, and that's not how it works. I saw another player who, when his opponent swinged at his leader while this card was in rest mode, didn't have them warp it, and I was like, this card does so much, but you have to know what it does.
Right, yeah. It's really, really powerful. Like barrier double strike for a turn 2, like it's pretty good.
Yeah, and just hitting the hand is really good.
Yeah, the defender effect and all that good stuff. Yeah, the card's really nuts.
The super combo I decided to play was Vegeta. So I think.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think that it's just better in this deck to go to 4 life. Like, there's kind of no reason not to be at 4 life. You get access to a lot of things at 4 life, and then because you thin so much, like naturally with this card, drawing 2 will help you see cards that you play in lesser quantities more often.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like at first I was playing Toa, but like you don't search it out or anything, so you might as well play this. And some niche scenarios where sparking is good, but this is definitely probably better 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I agree. I decided to main deck 3 Black Mass Saiyan for this event. So I was having trouble. I wanted to play Power Burst, but I didn't have any 1-drops that I wanted to play, and I cut Power Burst, and then what happened was I lost because I tapped out, and I was like, okay, now I have to play Sparking Gate, and then I looked at the format and just all of the decks and decided that Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan would be just the best 1-drop to play.
What do you think about the Kipku engine?
I just found Kipku to be a little slow. Like a lot of things in this deck cost mana, and you want to try and play things that don't cost mana as often as you can.
Gotcha.
So this does cost mana, but you don't play it in every matchup. It's more of just like I can combo with it, and then Power Burst adds it back to my hand, so I retain card advantage.
Gotcha.
And you can charge it in bad matchups, obviously.
Cool.
For finishers, I played 2 of this. This card's insane. It just comes down. There's deflect. A lot of decks can't deal with it. It's also 8 drops, so green can't deal with it either.
Yeah, general board wipe and get 2 more attackers. Like, yeah, it's pretty solid.
It's just insane. Yeah. I was playing 2 Ginyu, the Body Snatcher.
I love this card in this deck. How'd it work out for you today?
It's a great card. Anything that your opponent takes, you can just freely play this card and keep applying pressure to your opponent.
Yeah, I think it's all like Piccolo New Ruler. Like, it just free 20k double strike.
And then something happens to it on your opponent's turn. But it stays around, so they gotta remove it still. Then I was playing 2 of this. I really don't know how I feel about this card. It's okay, but I think in most situations where I have 4 mana and want to make a big play, I would rather play Mechikabura. There's some matchups where this is a little bit better, but
yeah, stuff like blue maybe.
Yeah. I was main decking 2 Kai Negate. I sided a 3rd, but the Kai Negate is good against any deck that has a chain. You can just Kai and send the card that they would use for their chain to the warp, and then they can't do it for the turn. So
no evolving, no swapping.
Yeah, so against the Dark Broly matchup, if they put out the big 30k, they're typically going to swing with it before they do that. And if they swing with it, you can just warp it, and then they can't Heartfelt play you.
Right.
So that was a good interaction, but it didn't come up because my opponent didn't draw Heartfelt. I was playing a series of 1 of battle cards, or I guess just 2. One of this, just some situations, it comes up and you give your leader triple strike and triple attack and 15k, and that's really good.
For sure.
I don't think I played it today though. Then I was playing 1 Mechikabura, the Broken Seal, because I only have 1, and I figured it was worth 1 slot in the deck, and it absolutely was. I've called various secret rares with this card and other stuff that's pretty scary.
Oh wow, secret rare killer. Okay.
Yeah.
The 1-of to kill other 1-ofs. Nice.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I was playing 2 Toa. She's really good. She has great synergy with the deck. A lot of cards that remove cards from the board will just allow her to uptick. I typically pay 2 mana when I play it. Synergizes with the leader, synergizes with Kai Negate. If you Kai Negate an opponent's card, that removes it from the field and gives your Toa a counter. Just lots of things like that. And these also combo well together. If you do this, it upticks this. So yeah, I felt that this was probably the best SCR to play, just given how aggressive your deck can be,
right? And
you just use your opponent's battle cards against them. It's also a really great defensive card. Your opponent doesn't see it coming, they shotgun their hand, and they lose the game.
Plus synergy with Ginyu, pretty nice too, yeah?
Yep. I main decked 2 Super Kamehameha. This card is awesome. It hits so many different things across the format. In the mirror match, it hits Poutine. Against green, it hits Cooler. Invoker, it hits the 3-drop. Red against it hits Topo. There's so many things that this card hits that I felt that it was worth the play. And I was going to 4 life anyways, so
yeah, I love that as a main deck tech for sure. I've been recommending it a lot.
It was awesome. Then I was playing 2 Power Bursts. I think I'm going to switch this. I think I'm going to switch the ratio on these 2 cards.
So 3 and 2.
Yeah. This is okay. It has its better matchups. It'll probably move to the sideboard more, but yeah, Power Burst you just need to play so you don't lose when you tap out.
Gotcha.
All right, side deck.
Let's see what you got.
1 Kai, 1 Power Burst, 1 Dark Power, Black Mass Saiyan.
Fixing some ratios.
Yep. Just in matchups where these cards are good, I want to put more of them in, and putting more Power Burst is also more copies of this. So.
Cool.
Then I played 2 Max Power for Sin, Dark Broly, other decks. It's just really good card.
It's nice about cards like that. Like in this deck, you can charge them. In other decks that have other colors, you can't. So yeah, that's kind of nice.
This card won me a game today. My opponent was playing OG Green Broly.
Oh snap!
He attacked with his leader. I had 1 mana open. I drew 2 cards, and the game kind of ended right there.
That's pretty busted.
Yeah, it's pretty broken. Kami, this is for low to the ground decks that also go wide. I didn't play really. I kind of did play against them, but I was able to control them with my own main deck stuff. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I would side this going forward. But it is another card that Power Burst can grab. So
right, some recyclability.
Yeah, we just have so much removal. This was for the mirror match. Kind of weird, but if you don't have cards in your warp, your opponent cannot play the game. So I can just tap 2 and summon it. And then if my opponent takes this, they're not taking my salsa,
Mm-hmm.
So, and if he doesn't take it, then he's never going to be able to play anything because I'm not going to have any cards in board.
I see. That's interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. I didn't play against the mirror, so I didn't have an opportunity to test it, but I couldn't find anything else that would have done anything remotely similar. This is for blue, baby specifically. When they do their leader attack, you can counter, and they can counter, but they can't negate the skill. Mm. So the baby will play, but you've successfully negated a 30k double strike swing.
Gotcha.
On a turn where they're trying to go in on you and they down tick their unison. This can be really valuable.
Gotcha.
And there's not really much else that this deck can play against blue, I don't think. And lastly, 2 Protector of the People. This was for decks that I thought were going to pressure me to the point where I wasn't even going to be able to play Poutine. It was going to be 2 mana was too expensive, so 1 mana had to get the job done.
Gotcha. All right, Sam,
That's
very
it.
cool. Awesome deck, man. I'm glad you got to top one of your favorite looking decks here.
Yeah.
Any shout outs when I get out there?
To Nick from Locals, he and I talked about this deck a lot, and he helped me with some of my ratios. And then all the people that I play at Locals with, you guys are always great playtest partners. Yeah.
Sweet, man. Awesome. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man.